I've been doing industrial work for about 8 years now, jumping around between done a couple factories. I worked in utilities. Before that, I did fast food warehouse work, office work. I've done a little bit of sales, phone sales. That was not fun. I just want to make this video to share with you guys a little bit about factory culture and how to get by in a factory. My personal opinion is that factories are fun places to work. Some people would call it blue collar, and basically I'm reviewing working at what the culture is and how to get along without creating problems in a factory, manufacturing, utilities, anything like that. Every workplace has their own culture. If you're working in a factory, you're going to have certain people that operate one machine. You'll have supervisors. You'll have HR personnel will be there. You'll see them from time to time. You have your maintenance people, your mechanics, your electrical maintenance people. You might have some engineers. You got different people from all different walks of life and definitely all different ages. If you look at the age breakdown at factories, it's the average age is pretty high. There's not a lot of people going into industrial work. When you work at a factory, you're going to run into all kinds of characters. It's not, you don't have to be as professional in a factory setting, especially as retail or a corporate setting. You just be yourself at a factory and you'll run into all kinds of characters. There's definitely strange people that work at factories. You make whatever kind of joke. You can talk however you want, dress however you want, unless there's a uniform, and just be yourself. A lot of joking around, a lot of like horseplay, just a lot of, I don't know, just fun, in my opinion. Um, so, if you're looking at getting your first factory job and maybe you're trying to impress everyone, you want to show off your skill set. Um, I'm just gonna say it's a bit of advice. I wouldn't really suggest trying to impress people when you first start. When you first start a factory, everyone's gonna know that you're the new guy, so just be the new guy. Take the opportunity to take it easy, learn, and get to know people. I worked with a guy who started with me, and he was another automation technician. And he told me he read all these books on industrial psychology. Told me that the way that people look at you is way more important than your skill set or your work ethic. I was like, all right. Well, anyways, that guy. So he was playing the big politics game the whole time he was there. He was just playing a game, trying to act like he was better than he was, trying to make himself look like he was better than everyone else. And we all saw right through it, especially being that he was a new guy. There's a big factory. You don't even know where stuff is. Don't pretend like you're an expert when you're clearly not. That guy was total big BSer, and I knew it. A lot of us knew it. And when I left that factory, I got in touch with one of my buddies, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, how's so and so holding up?" And he informed me that so and so is no longer allowed to order parts. He's no longer allowed to do any installations. And I found that really hilarious because he was this industrial psychology, big manipulator, BSer type guy. And, I knew he didn't have the skills that he pretended to have, and you could see it in his work. And, no one's going to like you if you're like that. No one's going to like you if you're going out of your way to look better than them. Like, it's a factory. It's a big operation. We all know some stuff. None of us know everything. We're all on the same team. Just be down to earth. If you're used to working in a corporate job where you got to put on a fake smile and a suit, and you got to pretend to be something you're not, take a sigh of relief because you don't have to do that anymore. Just be yourself. If you don't know yet, you don't know. Guess what? You're gonna work on whatever that thing is, and then you'll know next time. No one cares. No one cares what you know. They just care how does your interaction affect them? You know, are you bringing positivity into your day, and just carry yourself with that attitude, and people will like you. I've had trouble in the past personally with like I'm working on something that I know very well, and then there's people that work there that don't know it that well. Earlier in my career, I ran into a little bit of trouble with like correcting people and making them look bad in front of other people. So there's a lot of things like that that you're gonna have to navigate. But I've learned that sometimes I don't know as much as I think I do, and I just avoid conflict in those situations. Go about my business. I have a good work ethic, and I like to work, and I just go with that. And I joke when I can. I have fun when I can. and that's really played well for me in working in industrial environments, blue collar. Um, the norms, the societal norms that you run into at a factory. Um, so you have like all these different people from different walks of life, different ages. You know, you might have some people that grew up in a poor upbringing, some people that have a fancy upbringing, just all kinds of different people. And as a factory worker, I found that in general, in industrial work, people tend to really care about respect. You want to make sure you're showing people respect. Back to what I was talking about earlier, you got people coming from all different walks of life. Some people are there, they do not like it there. That's just a fact of life. You're gonna have people there that really don't want to be there, but they have to be there. Maybe they're not going to try that hard at their job, but you got to respect them. You're going to have people in a factory that are very skilled, and you're also going to have people that really aren't that skilled. Unfortunately, you have people that are unskilled and they think that they're really skilled. Generally, like with those people, what I do, this probably isn't right, but it's what I do. I just agree with what they say generally, unless it's going to create a problem. You got to pick and choose your battles. Again, it all goes back to respect. When I'm in a factory, I respect everyone. You never want to talk down to anyone. You never want to criticize people in front of other people. It's about respect. We're all on the same team. We're all a family. We're all just trying to get through the shift. And I find that mentality a lot in factories, which is awesome. Like your supervisor, a lot of times in a factory, your supervisor is going to feel like he's on the same team as you. Or like if you're working retail, I mean, you have good supervisors in retail, but I've heard like horror stories. Sometimes your supervisor is not on your team. The HR people are not on your team. I like that in factories, we're all on the same team, but you gotta treat people. You never talk down to anyone. You just gotta learn to get along with people and respect them for who they are and where they're at. Always remember that you might be really skilled in one area, and other people might not be skilled in that area, but they have every single person in that factory has experience and knowledge that you don't have. And at the end of the day, we're just all trying to provide for our families. So I feel like, I don't know if I'm wording this correctly, but I feel like in a factory, there's more unity and there's more respect. Where in other industries, you might have people talking down to you. Like you might have more people that don't feel like you're on the same team. I don't know if that makes sense or not. The other thing about working in a factory, you got to remember, again, all walks of life, it's likely that you're going to work with some pretty wacky people. And if you lived a really sheltered life, you're going to be a little bit out of your element, most likely, if you're going into a factory environment. So, with that, again, just be yourself. Don't be mean. Be just willing to work with people. If you go into a factory environment and you're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Just stop. Just be yourself, be cool, be down to earth. So, moral of the story is blue collar environment, you're going to see a lot of different people. If you live a sheltered life, it's going to be a shock at first. You're going to hear words, people talking like you're not used to. You might meet some grungy people. I mean, there's all kinds of, it's like going to like Walmart on Black Friday. Like that's what factories are like. So just prepare for that and just be yourself. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Like the last 8 or 10 videos I made are not doing well. I don't really know why, but I'm just going to keep making videos. I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good day.